This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I'm bringing you this week's report of California companies that are going to experience mass layoffs, where we received their notice between November. Let me get that date for you. We received these notices between November 13th and November 27th. Again, these are California companies that are going to experience mass layoffs where we receive their notice between November 13th and November 27th. And if you've been following me any length of time, you know my story. But for those who are new, I was purchasing a piece of property many, many years ago, and I had signed loan documents. And if you've ever purchased a piece of property, you know that there's no rescission period once you sign those loan documents. So after I sign those loan documents, I go to work hours later and I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. Can you imagine how I felt? I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a job. So I'm calling my mortgage broker, my realtor at the time, saying, look, you cannot fund this loan. I don't have a job. Here's the paperwork. Oh my gosh, right? So luckily for me, I was able to unravel that transaction, and the loan didn't fund because I didn't have a job. It was unfortunate for the seller because they were looking forward to getting their money from the sale, and I was looking forward to getting the asset. But this is the deal. The reason why I share this information, it's twofold. One, if I can help or prevent you from spending money that you otherwise maybe would be cautious about spending if you knew there was a possibility that you would be laid off, that's what I want to do, right? I had no warning. And what would you do differently? Would you not go on that vacation or go on that shopping spree or buy all these, Christmas gifts or holiday gifts or go on a extravagant vacation? What would you do differently if you knew there was a possibility that you would get laid off? Now, and then secondly, I want to let people know that you don't have to lose your house just because you lose your job or have a loss of income. Okay. So it's two reasons why I like to share this information. And so before I get started, as you know, I'm the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. And many of my clients who have, I help people, by the way, I help people buy property, represent them as buyers, as sellers. I also help people finance property, be their mortgage broker, help them finance or refinance property. But when life happens and they've experienced a loss of income and things are getting a little tight and they're finding it hard to make their mortgage payment every month, I help them avoid foreclosure. And how do I do that? There's many programs out there available. And I want to share one before I get to the list, before I get to the California companies that are going to experience a mass layoff. Let me give you an example of a modification that I was able to help my clients. So they were struggling, and I was able to help them get a mortgage payment that was affordable. So prayerfully, you can see my screen by now. They had Aquin Loan Servicing. Many of you guys may be familiar with that company or you have a mortgage with them. And if you look to the right here, their previous mortgage payment was $2,835.53. I have it highlighted here. It includes principal and interest only. And their interest rate at the time was 7.875 fixed, right? So their mortgage payment was $2,835.53. It only included principal and interest. That means they had to make separate payments for their property taxes and their insurance when they became due. They reached out to me and I was able to help them modify their mortgage. I took their mortgage payment down from 2835.53. Their new modified payment, I have it highlighted here, is $1,174.07. That included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Can you say that's a win? I modified their mortgage payment. I took it from $2,835.53 to $1,174.07. That included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. I got their modified interest rate down to 2%. It wasn't adjustable, but it maxed out at 4.25%. So I said, look, bank, I asked their lender, take this interest rate down as low as you can for as long as you can. And then if it has to adjust, that's fine. And it didn't even come close to the interest rate that they had at 7.875. Now, this is the amazing part about this. How I was able to get their mortgage payment decreased so much. I got the bank to defer $158,500 of their principal. Okay. So what that meant was the bank set aside $158,500 where my client didn't have to make any payments on that amount. They weren't accruing any interest. It was moved to the back of the loan, and that was going to be their payment at the end of the loan. Okay. And so I saved this client, right? I saved this client lots of money. I saved them over $2,000. I saved them $2,118.04 per month. You say, how is that? Remember, their interest rate, their mortgage payment didn't include taxes and insurance. It only included principal and interest. So overall, I saved this client, my client, $2,118.04. And that was an annual savings of over $25,000. So you tell me, would that help you? Would that help you if you found yourself in a situation, well, it was rather difficult, you lost household income, it was rather difficult of you making your mortgage payment every month? Would that help you? And if your answer is yes, I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com. Modifymenow.com. I am changing lives. I love what I do. So let's get started. I promised you that I would give you the California companies that are going to experience mass layoffs where we receive their notice between November 13th and November 27th. Now, I'm going to give you the date that they're laying off, the company name, how many they're laying off, and the location. I'll let you know now. We got 44 companies to get through. So I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible. But again, I like to add value. It is going to be in alphabetical order, if that helps. And so let's get started. November 15th, December 15th, let's get this right. December 15th, Agilent Technologies is laying off 2 people at 6779 Mesa Ridge Road in San Diego. December 1st, Agilent Technologies is laying off 29 people at 5301 Stevens Creek Boulevard in Santa Clara. December 1st, Agilent Technologies is laying off 14 people at 11011 North Torrey Pines Road in La Jolla. December 15th, Agilent Technologies is laying off 24 people at 5301 Stevens Creek Boulevard in Santa Clara. You have on December 15th, Ajinomoto Foods North America, Inc. is laying off 538 people at 8411 Siempre Viva Road in San Diego. December 18th, Amiris, Inc. is laying off 112 people at 5885 Hollis Street, Suite 100 in Emeryville, California. They're all California, right? So December 31st, Arden Hills Country Club is laying off 33 people at 1220 Arden Hills Lane in Sacramento. You have March 31st, 2024. Baxalta US Inc. is laying off 14 people at 4501 Colorado Boulevard in Los Angeles. You have March 31st, 2024. Baxalta US Inc. is laying off an additional person at 15903 Strathern Street in Van Nuys. December 17th, Becton Dickinson and Company is laying off 48 people at 3750 Torrey View Court in San Diego. You have January 5th, right after the new year, 2024, Capital One Financial is laying off 49 people at 20 Pacifica Suite 550 in Irvine. December 11th, Central Admixture Pharmacy Services, Inc. is laying off 99 people at 7935 Dunbrook Road, Suite C in San Diego. December 31st, DreamWorks Animation, LLC is laying off 72 people at 1000 Flower Street in Glendale. We have December 30th, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, is laying off 322 people at 919 South Grand Avenue in Los Angeles. December 29th, First Financial Credit Union is laying off 3 people at 5115 Wilshire Boulevard, Unit F in Los Angeles. We have December 23rd, Kitayama Brothers, Inc. is laying off 56 people at 481 San Andreas Road in Watsonville. December 5th, Lending Club Bank, in a couple of days, they're laying off 1 person at 595 Market Street, Suite 200 in San Francisco. December 11th, Limonix, Inc., DBA Go Guardian is laying off 95 people at 2030 East Maple Avenue, Suite 100 in El Segundo. December 15th, Matheson Flight Extenders, Inc. is laying off 72 people at 2062 West Avenue, 140th, San Leandro. And let's see, December 31st, Max Life Inc. is laying off 4 people at 1148 Ocean Circle in Anaheim. January 2nd, Mexi Grill, DBA is Javier's Newport Beach, is laying off 239 people at 7832 East Coast Highway, Crystal Cove Promenade, Newport Beach. December 31st, Momentum for Health is laying off 84 people at 2115 The Alameda in San Jose. December 31st, Momentum for Health is laying off 1 person at 185 Martinville Lane in San Jose. Then we have December 31st, Momentum for Health is laying off another person at 2001 The Alameda in San Jose. January 2nd, Ojai Valley Inn is laying off 870 people at 905 Country Club Road in Ojai. December 11th, Palmdale Regional Medical Center is laying off 87 people at 38600 Medical Center Drive, labor and delivery, including NICU and Palmdale. We have December 13th, Qualcomm Incorporated is laying off 189 people at 3195 Kiefer Road or Kiffer Road in Santa Clara. We have December 13th, Qualcomm Incorporated is laying off an additional person at 3135 Kiffer Road in Santa Clara. On December 13th, Qualcomm Incorporated is laying off another person at 3150 Central Expressway in Santa Clara. We have December 13th, Qualcomm Incorporated is laying off an additional person at 3165 Kiffer Road in Santa Clara. And then one more additional person, December 13th at 3105 Kiffer Road in Santa Clara. December 13th, Qualcomm Incorporated is laying off an additional person at 3090 Oakmead Village Drive in Santa Clara. And December 13th, Qualcomm Incorporated is laying off 1,064 people at 5775 Morehouse Drive in San Diego. We're almost done here. December 1st, ResMed Inc. is laying off 364 people at 9001 Spectrum Center Boulevard in San Diego. We have December 10th. Sober Living by the Sea Inc. is laying off 65 people at 2800 Lafayette Avenue in Newport Beach. December 30th, Sunrise Growers Inc. is laying off 34 people at 808 East 3rd Street in Oxnard. We have December 18th, SureFox North America Inc. is laying off 126 people at 1685 Plymouth Street in Mountain View. December 18th, SureFox North America is laying off 193 people at 2000 North Shoreline Boulevard in Mountain View. We have December 18th, SureFox North America Inc. is laying off 57 people at 1000 Enterprise Way in Sunnyvale. December 18th, SureFox North America Inc. is laying off 10 people at 100 Bayview Drive, Suite 100, Mountain View. We have December 1st, USS UPI LLC is laying off 474 people at 900 Lover Ridge Road in Pittsburgh. We have December 15th, William Chrysler and Associates Inc. is laying off 87 people at 105 East Street in Vallejo. And last but not least, we have December 18th, WMBE Payrolling Inc. DBA is TCW Global is laying off 88 people at 5885 Holly Street, Suite 100 in Emeryville. So those are the California companies that are going to experience a mass company layoff where we receive their notice between November 13th and November 27th. Now remember, if you've experienced a loss of income, whether that is due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, it doesn't matter. There are options for you. I do not want you to think that you have to lose your house because you lost your job or you lost some household income. I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com. Remember, I shared with you one of the modifications that I was able to get with my client. I'll share with you one more time. One more time, I will share this modification I was able to get my client, and you can only imagine they experienced a loss of income. This is the modification. They had Ocwen loan servicing. Their previous mortgage payment I've highlighted here was $2,835.53. That only included principal and interest. Their interest rate was fixed at 7.875%. And I turned around and negotiated with their lender because we needed to get a lower mortgage payment. They were struggling with this one. They had a loss of income. I was able to get their mortgage payment reduced down to $1,174.07. But this payment, get this payment included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. I was able to get the bank to lower their interest rate from 7.875% to 2%. It wasn't adjustable, but the max it adjusted to was 4.25%. So I told the bank, listen, if you can get this interest rate down to 2%, please do. Keep it there for as long as you can. They did. I think they had 2% for 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. And then it did adjust. If I flip through the modification agreement, which is right here in the middle of your screen. Yeah, see, they had 2% for 5 years. Then it adjusted 1% each year, maxed out on the 8th year at 4.25%. And look at that. It didn't even come close to the interest rate that they had before. And remember, their payment was over $2,800. That only included principal and interest. I saved this client $2,118.04 a month. And you ask, how did I do that? Because they were still having to pay their property insurance and property taxes separately from this $2,800 mortgage. Can you say that was a blessing? So listen, if you are experiencing a loss of income, I don't care what it's due to, death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, whatever it is, you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job. So for all your mortgage and real estate needs, I want you to visit me at modifymenow.com. Again, that's modifymenow.com. And then I also want you to follow me on all social media platforms at Go Lacy Robertson. That's Lacy without an E and Robertson with a T. Don't forget, for all your mortgage and real estate needs, visit me at modifymenow.com. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.